Hey America, I'd like to take a few minutes of your time and just have a little talk. It's time we start talking, America. It's time we're heard. And I think I found a tool and a way that we can be heard. You know, the politicians have their voice and they have their platform. They have the debate stage and they have the airtime. It's a shame, but it seems like today the politicians are buying the office. It's how much money they have, and that's a shame. Well, we don't have deep pockets, so we can't buy the airtime, so to speak, or we can't get the stage with the microphone because we don't have the titles. But you know what, America? This country is ours. It belongs to the people. And I'm going to read that to you through some documents that I have here that I want to encourage you with. And that's what this is about. It's about us being heard. It's about them listening, and it's time. It's 2012 and we got 9 months till election time. Time for new birth. That's something else we're going to pick up on here in one of the documents I'm going to read to you. But about the Patriot and about the pledge, there's a lot of great patriots that got this nation where it's at. There's a lot of great patriots that are still in this nation, and I want to share that with you. The people that are in our armed forces, that are in the military, that serve our military, great people. They're patriots. They're willing to die for this country. They're willing to die for other countries as well. They go over to help people. That's what we do. But there's patriots here in this nation. It's the workforce of this nation. It's people like you and me. I'm 56 years old and I've worked all my adult life, and I've paid my taxes. I've paid my bills. I've supported my family, and I did the things I'm supposed to do to try to maintain. And as I was thinking the other day, I've lived the American dream. I'm living the American dream, so to speak. But this dream has become a nightmare with the state this country's in, with the debt this country's in. And it's time for us to take that back in hand. It's time for us to, so to speak, take the checkbook back. You know, they're writing checks on our tax dollars, and they're spending money like crazy. And it's time for that to stop. And we got to have a moment where we can take some time and have a talk, have a chat. And I believe we can do that. I believe we can do it through this tool right here called the internet, Facebook, YouTube. And that's what I'm doing here. That's why I call this thing the Patriot and the Pledge. I want to talk to you about the pledge. That's what came to my mind when this all started with me, and the passion I had for this when I started to think about what can one man do. How can one man make a difference? But I was given this, and I believe in all my heart that if I share this with you, you'll pick up with me and join with me, and we can do something. The Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. You know, that the words to that are very powerful. It says this: I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Now that's the United States. That's not divided states. But you know, in this country right now, we have two parties that seemingly have divided this country. And that's the problem with our government. They're not productive. They're just not productive. And why? Because that two-party system has gridlocked themselves. Yes, they both have some good ideas. They both are willing to go into office and try their best to make something happen. But they just gridlock each other. And sometimes their own parties tie their own hands. But you know what? I want us to say, are we bigger than that, America? Are we bigger than Republicans? Are we bigger than Democrats? I believe we are. I believe we can come to one party, the American Party. And I want to unite the American Party. I want to spark something here. I want to encourage people, and I want to stir you up, because I've been stirred up by this. So I'm going to read you something here as I talk about the pledge. One nation, under God. You know, when they inserted that in 1954, the men inserted that, they got it from the Gettysburg Address from Lincoln, another great leader, another great American, another great patriot who was serving this country as a leader. And there's a big difference in people serving this country's leader or having this country serve them. You know, these career politicians, as we've heard the term. That's not what it's about. It's about serving this country. It's about being a leader, a true leader. So let me read this to you, the Gettysburg Address. Here's what he said, this statement here that I pulled out of the address here. That this nation under God, and that's where they got that, to insert that into the pledge, shall have a new birth of freedom, that the government of the people, listen to that, and by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. That's a powerful statement, America. And that just encouraged me when I read that, because it's our country. The republic, that's what's in the pledge, for which it stands. That's the people. That's not government. That's the people. The government serves the people. Okay? So if you look these documents up and you read these things, I guarantee you'll be encouraged, because the founders that put these documents together was to establish the country. It wasn't just pieces of paper they were writing things on to just encourage people. They were established that this nation was founded on. Under God. We got to get things in order. God has to be above everything else. This nation was founded on that. And I understand, the nation has gotten too politically correct, that you can't mention God or you'll offend somebody. But that's what this nation was founded on. God. God bless this nation. We sing that. God bless America. That's what it's about. Well, let me read something else to you. The Declaration of Independence, another great document of this nation. It says this: that when any government ever becomes destructive to these ends, it is the right of the people to alter, to abolish, to institute new government. The right of the people, America. That's us. When any government becomes destructive, our government's destructive. It's just plain and simple. It's become destructive. It's got us in so much debt. It's pathetic. And we Americans, the working Americans, understand what debt is. We understand if we're going to maintain and keep our own households, we have to maintain a budget. We can't spend more than we make. And working America, that's who I'm talking to. That's who I'm addressing here. And I'm pleading with you, America, if you can hear me on this thing and side with me and start doing what I'm talking about right here, is just get on this thing and start believing that we can be heard. We can talk to each other. That's what they do on a debate stage. They get up there and they talk among themselves. Most of the time they talk about themselves, talk about each other. But nothing gets done. But if we can do this, America, and we can be heard, we got good ideas. There's some solid people in this country that are not career politicians, have nothing to do with Washington, but they're business people, working people, workforce. We get up and we go to work every day. And there are successful people in this country, smart people. And we can understand by talking to each other some good ideas how to fix these things, how to get this country out of debt and maintain what we've already built. So, I'll close with this. I want to pledge to this flag of the United States of America, and I want you to pledge with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.